Welcome back to St Kilda Celts TV. We are joined by a very special guest today, Senior Manager for 2025, Sammy O'Regan. Sammy's here to chat to us, so if you could just give us a little rundown of your previous experience, career in football, and how you see the season progressing.
No problem. No. Yeah, I'm 36. I'm fairly new. It's my first senior football gig in terms of management. I've only stopped playing last year. I was at Mornington. I've had that many clubs. Mornington, Bow Morris, and I originally came here 6 years ago, and was with Richmond before that. So I've had probably a decent chunk of a football career over here anyway. So yeah, and then obviously I was in New Zealand before that for 6 years. Played in the National League over there, and before that, just sort of non-league football in our area. And then yeah, that's it really. Managed to win State One with Bow Morris and then headed up towards the NPL 2 years ago, which was good. Gave me a bit more experience of those leagues above us. So yeah, that's it.
Okay, Sammy, that's great. We're going to go on and talk to you about how you're going to progress with this club and how you see it playing out. Obviously, a very successful club, winning state leagues 5, 4, and 3 on the bounce with grand finals as well.
Good question. To be honest, I was fully aware of what the football club were doing probably 3 years ago. What they were building and the potential within that to go so far and to go to where they are now. So being aware of it probably helped make the decision. So what was probably key in all of this was that just having conversations with Mark before I met the players. I knew they were winning a lot of games of football. I knew sort of the whole dynamics of the football club, very community driven. So I was aware of that, but I was chatting to Mark after the season just gone, and basically the idea behind it was to try and find them. We just had some conversations about trying to find someone, a manager or a coaching team away from me that would understand that as well. And then that just sort of evolved into Mark and Rob and Tom as well, just sort of having the conversations with me. But well, actually, are you going to play? Have you got any aspirations to do any coaching? And then it was right. Well, forget about the squad and forget about how good they are and their potential and what they've achieved. Can I come in and make a difference? Obviously, I've played at this level. I played at the two leagues above as well. So heading towards the NPL. So I was convinced that I could. It was just more speaking to Mark and getting a better understanding of how within the change rooms how it worked. He gave me that, no problem. Before I met the players, he gave me so much advice, gave me so much information on the boys, and then it was sort of looking back on games, how they were playing, their strengths, their weaknesses, and then it came to the conclusion, which I kind of already knew. I just wanted to satisfy myself really in thinking it, but it was to really not change too much. I'd spoken to Mark about other managers and what they need to bring, and it wasn't actually too much. And I thought, well, you know what, for a first gig, so to speak, it was quite an easy decision to make, because it was just about really coming in and not new players trying to fit in with me. It was about myself and John Brooks, who's my assistant. It was about us two fitting in with the group. John, it was another one who was aware of the club, had played for the club previously. So it just became an easy decision. And even like the last sort of 3-4 sessions that we've had, seeing the boys, I knew about the togetherness, the cohesion, all of that, and it's helped to win games. But more importantly, there's a ton of quality there as well beyond this league that we're in. So it was really just about trying to find a way and trying to still figure out a way of just keeping this St Kilda ship steering towards where it's inevitably going to go. So hopefully we can do that.
That's brilliant, Sammy. I've got to touch on a bit of the banter aspect with your English and Irish heritage and how you're going to bring that into the club and get on with the boys.
Well, I knew this was coming. I'm half Irish anyway. When England are doing well, I'm English, and when Ireland are doing well, I'm Irish. If I'm around Irish people, whether it's having a beer, around in work, it's very easy for me to sort of drift in and out. whether it's the sense of humour, the banter, whatever it may be. But yeah, I was probably on and off. I probably spent about 7-8 years in Cork, in Ireland. Spent my summers there. I've got family members from Ireland that are here with me at the moment. So it was to be honest with you, it was relatively easy. The issue for me was how many times do I have to explain this to people before it just gets a bit annoying, really, and then people start thinking, oh, there he is, he's over there again, telling everyone how he's Irish. But the way the club was moving, like, and this is in all seriousness, like speaking to Mark, speaking to Rob, speaking to Tom, the players as well. There was, all joking aside, there is no divide really. It's probably one of the most welcoming clubs I've been a part of, even though I'm not playing in the squad. So again, that just made it 10 times easier.
Well, Sammy, there's been plenty of rumours over the years that you would join the club. You've been trying to get poached, so now you're here. Can you tell us a bit about that?
It only ever used to come after a few beers, and then it would be, hello, how are you? And then it would be, how's work? And then it would be, when are you coming down to St Kilda Celtic? So then you do what anyone would do. You start avoiding them people, but it becomes very, very difficult when we all float in the same social groups, and we like to have we enjoy each other's company regardless. So yeah, Rob was probably mainly the one that used to drive me bonkers about that. But he's got his way in a weird way, because although I'm not playing, I'm more than happy to be here and looking after the squad from a managing point of view. So yeah, all good, all good.
Yeah, Rob usually gets his way with things like that, but yeah, we'll leave that. So we'd like to just touch on how excited you are for the start of the season and the upcoming cup run, and just how you see yourself progressing within that.
To be honest with you, the last 3-4 sessions have been unbelievable. And then moving forward, like, I was aware of the cup run last year when Mark took him on that mad run. Probably deserved to win. I'm almost certain they had the chances to win the game when they got knocked out. And probably the only bit of pressure that's probably on us is to try and maintain that and give the club and the fans and the committee members and the staff that opportunity to see them again in that environment against some of the bigger teams. So we'll obviously do all we can to make sure that we're fully prepared for that. And then the season itself, I'll be honest with you, I think we have without sounding too confident, I think we have a really, really strong chance of competing, of being there or thereabouts. I think it's the same for most of the teams in State 2, because you don't hear too much from what other teams are doing. It's the sort of environment where people keep themselves to themselves, and you only kind of get bits of information from players that you play against and that you know. But from a managing point of view, it's just look after your own. And if you do the work on the training pitch with your boys, the rest of it will take care of itself. So, and that's what we're going to do from the first pre-season game right until the start of the State League 2 season as well.
That's brilliant, and just a big thank you for coming over.
No problem. No, any time. Thank you so much.
We wish you the best for the season.
Thank you very much. Cheers.